a.m., all up and down the I-10, I-12 corridor, like Baton Rouge through the North Shore to southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, panhandle of Florida even. Smartphone, tablet, pad, computer. CoreyTalks.com. CoreyJohnson.com will send you to CoreyTalks.com. Spell it the right way. K-A-A-R-E. Corey Talks. K-A-A-R-E. CoreyTalks.com. YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Yeah, YouTube TV, YouTube. Go to the search bar, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. The first 90 minutes of those 2 hours I just talked about on all those different outlets, the first 90 minutes on television, statewide in Louisiana, if you subscribe to Cox TV, I'm there every weekday afternoon at 4 p.m. Cox Channel 4 at 4 p.m. Easy to remember. That's Your View, Louisiana, Cox Channel 4, weekdays at 4. You Spectrum TV subscribers, Charter Television subscribers. Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 to 5:30. Weekdays. Lots of ways to check us out. In case you need some Cliff Notes, CoreyTalks.com has all the information. CoreyTalks.com. You can email us there as well. Hey, I like this about the show. Corey, you're wrong about this. I don't like this. Do more of this. Don't do that. Do a lot of that. Do less of that. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E. Corey at CoreyTalks.com. Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, I do it every year. Don't get upset with me. I think turkey's a turkey. I don't mind turkey. I just don't think it's great. And I'm getting steak tomorrow. Thanksgiving will be, I don't know, I have to pick New York strip, ribeye. It's going to be some USDA prime beef. I'm excited about it. Not some turkey. Only thing worse than turkey, you guessed it, turducken. The first 4 letters say it all. We bash our turkey friend every year around this time. A silly tradition based off of what I do not know. The Pilgrims certainly didn't eat turkey. Thanksgiving week. Enjoy your turkey and that lousy cranberry. I like the oyster dressing, sweet potatoes, pecan pie. Dirty rice. Wow. And then just about any other protein but turkey. Damian Michaels will join us. Little culinary segment in about 25 minutes. He'll fill us in on his thoughts on turkey. Speaking of a turkey, Mayor Cantrell, old Junket Cantrell, O-L-E, not O-L-D, O-L-E, got to show respect for the ladies. Old Junket Cantrell asked if she received an FBI target letter and refused to say. Does that mean yes? As predicted, when this thing heats up, when the doggy doo-doo hits the fan, the race card will be pulled, and today she pulled the race card. The first of this is going, you're going to hear the race card thing about, it's just going to accelerate. The bigger the investigation gets, the bigger the indictment, the charges, the deeper the probe, the more people involved, the more it gets out. She'll be pulling the race card. Yes, she pulled it today. This seems to be prevalent to black leadership. I mean, it's like every single person in New Orleans government would be getting indicted then. It's about 90% black leadership. And then I don't know if you want to brag about this. This is like an Edwin Edwards line. This should be very worrisome. This is like an Edwin Edwards line. I've been the center of countless investigations. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if you want to brag about that. Anyway, the mayor using the race card on the eve of Thanksgiving, no less. That's just sinful. I mean, it's an insult to black folks. Real racism obviously exists. This minimizes it. You know, I talk about the old New Orleans firefighters with these fake disabilities. How about the real New Orleans firefighter with the real disability? And then his buddies fishing, hunting, doing roofing work, side job after retirement from the fire department because he's on a, quote, disability, taking the same disability check as the guy who's legitimately hurt from fighting fires. It's just wrong. It diminishes that the legitimate guy. Someone bumps into the legitimate guy, they might laugh and go, oh, New Orleans firefighter on disability? Yeah, really? Or is it a fake one? You know what I mean? It's almost like got to be asked that because of the reputation. I forget what year it was. It was like a decade ago. Statewide firefighters, you know, claiming disability was like 6%. In New Orleans, it was like 44%. So it's just sort of egregious, over the top. No, I don't think it's the best thing for the mayor to use the race card when real racism goes on and this diminishes it. And then someone who's really, you know, being racially discriminated against, is this a Cantrell gimmick or is this legit? You know, it's wrong. It's wrong to pull that. It has nothing to do with you being female or black. It just has something to do with you being you. Always putting it on someone else, always the excuse making. Take responsibility for your actions. Thanksgiving week. I'd love to know what's on your menu. Cooking at home, doing turkey, doing another protein, dining out with friends, with family. You're going to go to someone else's house. You got other folks coming to your house. Buddy of mine's like taking over for grandma, 30 people coming to his house for the first time ever. Grandma usually handles it. He's handling it now. 30. Count them, 30 folks coming to his house. Thanksgiving week. Yeah, you right. Hey, afterwards, you might have fine linens, tablecloths. You need to get them cleaned. Young's Dry Cleaning, their restoration department will take care of those fine linens, tablecloths. YoungsDryCleaning.com. After Thanksgiving, YoungsDryCleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanksgiving week special. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Happy Turkey Day. Mayor Cantrell was asked if she received an FBI target letter. She refused to say. I don't know if that means yes. It seems like you would say no if you didn't receive one. It's like hiring a criminal defense attorney. It's not saying you're guilty. It's saying that you might have criminal, problems, police investigator problems, the feds coming at you, rightfully or wrongfully, if you're hiring a criminal defense attorney. The mayor refused to say if she received an FBI target letter. I don't know if that means yes, probably so. That's what I would guess. That would be my opinion. But as predicted, as I talked about this months ago, when this heats up, the mayor will pull the race card or the female card or some BS excuse-making card, and the race card was pulled today. This seems to be prevalent to black leadership. I've been the center of countless investigations. Like it's just a regular thing against me, y'all. I don't think that's anything to brag about. I think trying to lump yourself into like some group of whiteys out to get you. It's the white devil. It's a conspiracy. It's Republicans. It's conservatives trying to bring down black leaders. No, it's on the eve of Thanksgiving, no less. And the mayor, who is not being discriminated against because she's black. Otherwise, I would say 85% of New Orleans city government would be discriminated against, all these elected officials, because most of them are black. And then lots of females as well. Wouldn't they be getting discriminated against because of their sex? No, it is an injustice to righteous black folks, especially those that are being treated unfairly, being racially discriminated against. You're belittling them. You're shrinking their significance, their reality, by making it up, by using this convenient excuse. It's sad. It really is. This seems to be prevalent to black leadership. I've been the center of countless investigations. It's like an Edwin Edwards line. You don't want to brag about that kind of stuff. Now, I mentioned this also months ago. If you put my arm on a chopping block and I had to predict the future, there was a magic crystal ball sitting right there. Corey, do you think the mayor of New Orleans will be indicted? Yes or no? I would have to say yes. If it was my arm was on the line, reputation, whatever, answering legitimately, fairly, not out to get the mayor, not out to save the mayor. Yes, I would say yes. When you hear all these stories with the consultant and then the things that that are true, that are just sort of petty at best, but really at worst, they're immoral, they're unethical. They show low integrity, not a lot of honor. Just sad. I'm talking about like the junkets and the free meals and the like. I just think these other things that come up, the investigations and the like, it makes sense. It makes sense. It seems believable. It reeks of C. Ray Nagin with the junkets. Helicopter ride by the waterfall in Hawaii. Court time, don't remember that. That kind of stuff. The free meals. I was with my wife. We were ready to pay ourselves. Someone walked up and said, "Hey, Mayor, how you doing? Man, there's a fire hydrant broke in my neighborhood." All of a sudden, I'm the mayor and it's city business. So, yeah, that would go on the mayor's credit card. Just, pathetic. Excuse making. Just lame. No, sadly, that's our mayor, a.k.a. Junket Cantrell. Drew Brees says his right arm, just really his shoulder is kaput. It's spent. It's shot. It's done. He says when he throws with his kids now, he uses his left arm. He said if he could physically play today, if his right arm worked, he would still be playing football, pro football. Just an interesting interview. Brees said it all started with the injury in San Diego, and it wasn't saying like the arm went downhill from there on out. The opposite. Dr. James Andrews fixed the arm. Brees meticulously against medical odds, probably, because he's Drew Brees and he's going to do it exactly right. Every single thing they're telling you every minute, every time, never skip, do it right. If you can do extra, do extra. No, Brees came back from the injury. Yeah, you don't throw like Brees did for, 12 plus of the 15 years with the Saints, 12, 13 of the 15 seasons, as good as any QB in the league, just ridiculous accuracy, the TDs, the yardage, the wins. You don't do that if it's a declining arm since the injury with the Chargers. No, it was managing it, working with it, and yes, degenerative and arthritic and all that, but it worked fine for most of Brees' career. Yeah, and then just gave out towards the end as he approached 40-ish. Yeah, you're right. Speaking of sports, a lot going on Thanksgiving week locally. Don't forget about Friday. I mean, have you been to a game at Tulane at Yulman Stadium? Don't kid yourself if you think, it's going to be 25 or 30,000 there. That's not really a college atmosphere. It's really a great college atmosphere, believe it or not. outdoors. The weather should be nice, like cool and crisp. This is a really good opportunity to go check out high-quality college football, outdoor setting in New Orleans at a legitimate new stadium. If you haven't been, get over there. 23rd ranked Tulane. The Green Wave is 10-1. They're 7-0 in conference play, but Texas San Antonio's 7-0 in conference play. They're 8-3. They have like a seventh-year quarterback who throws for 300, runs for 200. He's like Texas San Antonio's Jaden Daniels. That's what Tulane's dealing with, but Tulane has a way to deal with just about anyone they play. I think Ole Miss very fortunate. I mean, the backup did a pretty good job against the Rebels. Pratt's playing against Ole Miss. Tulane might get that win. Tulane almost won that game. You could argue a bad call cost Tulane that game. Friday afternoon, uptown New Orleans. Yeah, from Yeoman. Tulane wins. They will host the conference championship next week. Just like last year. They win that. They're going to a New Year's Day bowl again, just like last year. Holy smokes, Willie Fritz. All in front of you, one game at a time. 2:30. This one's on ABC, a nationwide television audience, Friday afternoon. You might see me at Yeoman this Friday. Tonight, Smoothie King Center, the 7-7 Pels taking on 8-5 Sacramento. 7 o'clock tip-off tonight from the Blender. Tiger fans, it's that yucky Saturday morning garbage. 11 a.m. Yucky. 8-3 LSU. 7-4 Tiger Stadium from a very sober breakfast-like atmosphere. Hopefully brunch at least like atmosphere at Tiger Stadium. Nighttime at Tiger Stadium special. Anytime is 2:30 kickoff. But 11 a.m., it'll be as good as anywhere, in college football for an 11 a.m. kickoff. But I think it's not like a plus for Texas A&M, but you're going to I don't know how you'd say it, less than, maximum exposure at Tiger Stadium type of environment. 11 a.m. Saturday morning, LSU, Texas A&M. LSU trying to get to, there's no margin of error if you want to get to double-digit wins. 8-3. Beat A&M, you're 9-3. Go to a bowl game, win that. 10-3, back-to-back years. The Kelly era. Sunday, the great NFL Southern football rivalry resumes. They've been doing it since 1967. Twice a year since 1970. 5-5 Saints at the 4-6 Falcons. That's a noon kickoff Sunday. Hey, guys, holiday season, right? Coming up next month. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. Time to get her diamond stud earrings, diamond tennis bracelet, diamond necklaces, maybe even that diamond engagement ring. Do it right. It's a lifetime purchase. Don't get suckered into these 3-week-old man-made lab-created diamonds. They're half the price for a reason, and they just go down in value. They're man-made. They're 3 weeks old. China's flooding the market. They're lab-created. She doesn't want that. You don't want to live that lie. Go see Ken Friend at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Real diamonds, natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. As a matter of fact, Ken Friend and Friend and Company Fine Jewelers has an entire room. Real natural diamond stud earrings, tennis bracelets, necklaces, even engagement rings. Everything in that room under $1,000. Guys, get her real natural diamonds. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. Go see Ken Friend. Corey Johnson with you. Happy Thanksgiving.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe. For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Corey Johnson back at you. Thanksgiving week. I'm thankful. So many things to be thankful for. What you got going tomorrow? Would love to know what you're doing. Cooking at home, going to a restaurant, going to relatives coming to you. A buddy of mine who was always, his family, his wife, their kids, they go to the grandmother's house. And there's like 25 or 30. All of a sudden, for whatever reasons, This year, he all of a sudden is taking over for grandma, he told me. 30 people, first time ever, coming over to his house. What you got going for Thanksgiving? You doing turkey? You doing something else? Steaks like me? Love to hear from you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. That's how you dial us up, 504-766-9480. I'll tell you just about a New Orleans staple, Blue Plate mayonnaise. You're thinking about Thanksgiving, classics like potato salad or chicken salad. And then after the fact, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're making those turkey sandwiches, bringing out the best flavor. Blue Plate mayonnaise, a New Orleans family tradition. They've only been doing it about 95 years, since 1927. If you're a New Orleanian, it's got to be Blue Plate. New Orleans mayonnaise. Blue Plate mayonnaise. Hey, by the way, new look, same legendary taste. You might notice a new label, New Orleans. New look, same legendary taste. It's everywhere. Blue Plate mayonnaise. Hey, speaking of Blue Plate mayonnaise, Riley Foods, one of the many Riley products. Damian Michaels joins us again from Relevant Studios here in New Orleans. Happy Thanksgiving, Damian.
Hey, Corey. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us again. Well, what you got going for Turkey Day? Now, cut me some slack. I'm not trying to be negative or cynical. When I was like 12, 13, 14, we had with turkey every year. Then all of a sudden, my dad had a pork crown roast next to the turkey, and about half the turkey was eaten. The next year, it was lamb chops next to the turkey. The turkey went uneaten, and I've got to admit, my parents 86 the tradition when I was around 15 or 16. No turkey. It's always some other protein. Tomorrow, it's like New York strips and ribeyes. What's your Thanksgiving meal? Is it turkey, or are you kind of in my boat that turkey's kind of a turkey?
Well, I mean, we still stick with the traditions, but we've got some dishes worked into the background that are a little bit non-traditional. And then, of course, my father-in-law is not a big fan of turkey at all. He's the only one who will eat the dark meat. So my wife this year just said, you know what, we're going to pick up Chinese food. So
Smart.
we're gonna have a smorgasbord of multicultural representation at the dinner table tomorrow.
I like you said your dad or your father-in-law?
My father-in-law.
I like him. He's a smart man. There's no need for the turkey. Pat him on the back for me. He's a good guy. I'd be nailing all that Chinese food too.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey Damian, I was just mentioning Blue Plate. Boy, that's part of New Orleans, and Thanksgiving in New Orleans dishes. I mean, dirty rice, sweet potatoes, pecan pie, stuffed mirlitons, oyster dressing. There are things that are sort of uniquely New Orleans, and Blue Plate is one of those things. And post Thanksgiving, especially, you're knocking out some sandwiches. It's a turkey sandwich with Blue Plate mayonnaise.
Well, more interesting uses. There's two interesting uses that not a lot of people think of, but Blue Plate is if you run out of eggs, instead of having to rush to the grocery store and fight the lines, you can use Blue Plate as an egg replacement. So, a cup equals one egg. So if you're baking something and you run out of eggs and you need, a way to bridge the gap, Blue Plate is a great way to do that. But one of the more favorite things, and this is back when my days when I worked for Emerald Lagasse, is you take a turkey and you brine it, which basically is, kind of setting up to where it will hold in all the juices and whatnot. But then you take your Blue Plate mayo and your favorite spices and you cover the turkey. And so as you bake the turkey, the fat renders off and the spices adhere to the turkey. So you get this wonderful, moist, succulent turkey that's spiced perfectly.
Wow.
And all the fat has rendered off and gives you a nice golden brown turkey. It's probably It adds a little bit of twang to it, adds a little bit of acidic bite to it, and it's the perfect complement with the spices on the turkey breast that really just brings it alive. So you got two instances where you don't have to be stuck with trying to scrape a jar to make a sandwich. You can right out of the gate either do baking with it or a wild turkey that will blow everybody's mind.
Let me ask you about the latter first. So you're literally putting the bird in the pan, like unseasoned, like you're ready to put it in the oven, coat it in blue plate mayonnaise, like a layer of blue plate, and then season it like you normally would, and then do your regular routine?
Yep.
Wow.
And then when you go to bake it, all that fat will render off. This is also true for any kind of proteins that you're grilling. So fish is one of the hardest things to grill. So if you take blue plate and your favorites, the spices for whatever fish you're looking to cook, and you coat it with the spices in the blue plate, and then as you grill it, the fat will render off and the protein won't stick to the grill. So it's kind of the same,
nice.
Same concept, but it really is a fantastic trick. And a great friend of mine, Robert St. John, who's a Southern chef out of Mississippi, that's his go-to trick every year, and people always rave about his turkey.
Now, blue plate, I know, unlike some mayonnaise, hey, eggs are part of the ingredient list or some egg substitute or something. Blue plate uses real eggs, obviously, but only the egg yolks. So I would be thinking substituting blue plate for eggs in some kind of baking dish would make it even richer and seems to be like an improvement. Is that always the case? Is it just a substitute? It seems like it would enhance the dish.
Well, what happens is it ends up being a little moisture, because when they go to make mayo, real legitimate mayo basically is a combination of yolks, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of cayenne juice or some sort of spice that adds just a little bit of a back end note to it. And you whip it so long that you aerate it and it gets fluffy. And so a lot of it is air. And so you have all those extra rich elements going into the baking process that literally makes it a more moist cake. So if you have a cake that's normally dry and you maybe don't put enough vegetable oil in or whatever, if you using blue plate or a mayo as a substitute or even a homemade mayo, you're going to end up with a much moisture and richer tasting baked good. So it's a neat little trick, but not a lot of people think of it or consider it, and they run out and try to buy the eggs or whatnot. But it's a great utility to use across the board, from all your dipping sauces, all your potato and egg salad and chicken salads and even turkey salads after the fact. But it's really a condiment that serves many masters in the kitchen during these family type events.
How did blue plate come to be almost 95 years ago, back in 1927?
A wonderful man by the name of Mealing was an executive for Weston Oil, and they were trying to figure out a way to make more oil, and he loved this small specialty condiment that they served in very high-end restaurants. If you remember, the French invented mayonnaise, so basically this was a way to add fat and flavor. The French are very big on fats, healthy fats. And this was a great little condiment to add to things. That you make a béarnaise sauce, where you make a number of things. And so he wanted to bring this specialty condiment. It was originally made in like 6-ounce, diamond cut glass jars. So it was a real luxury. But he wanted that high-end dining restaurant experience to be brought home and enjoyed by a number of people. He had, I think, 141 housewives, test this thing. I think they went through a number of iterations. They landed on a recipe they really, really loved. And, part of the issue is you can make something homemade, but scaling it for commercial sale is a real bit of a trick. It's like capturing lightning in a bottle.
No, you're right.
And that's one thing that Riley Foods has done over a number of years is they capture lightning in a bottle, and through a real diligent process, they've been able to repeat that for generations. So that was the genesis of it, and it was a hit. People loved it. In 1958, it was a $20 million brand, which in today's numbers would be about $195 million. So it was a real big success story, and we owe it all to Mr. Nealing. His family's still around, and that's their legacy. So it's actually kind of cool.
Yep. Blue Plate Mayonnaise, a New Orleans family tradition. Hey, Damien, happy Thanksgiving. As always, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
That's Damien Michaels from Relevant Studios. Always interesting. Corey Johnson with you. Thanksgiving week.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa, and now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or on .com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Portnola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Yeah, you right. Gobble, gobble, gobble. It's Turkey Week, Thanksgiving week. Enjoy the bird. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? You're doing it at your house? You're in the commander? It's all on you? My buddy's taking over for his grandmother. 30 people coming to his house. 30 family members. He's got it under control. Are you going to someone else? Easy. You and the wife, you by yourself, you and whatever. You just show up somewhere else and it's pretty much ready to go. And then you eat, enjoy it, and leave. You going to a restaurant? When I was a kid 50 years ago, the only restaurants that were open on Thanksgiving were restaurants at a hotel. I remember some of my friends in like, 5th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, high school. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? We go to the so-and-so. I'm like, oh, really? Who goes? I'm going with my dad. I go with my mom. My parents are divorced. They'd go to a hotel restaurant because not a single restaurant anywhere was open on Thanksgiving Day. The script has flipped. Flip the script. It has. Now it's hard to find. I shouldn't say it's hard to find a restaurant that's not open, but a lot of restaurants are open. And a lot of folks just, I don't know, the breakdown of the nuclear family in America. A lot of folks go to restaurants to eat instead of going, at home. I put my mom on a plane. She's in Charlottesville, Virginia, with my older sister, having Thanksgiving with my older sister and her husband, their kids, their family. It's perfect. I love it. 2 weeks up there, fired up for my mom. So I'm not doing Thanksgiving with my mom, but I'm doing Thanksgiving with my brother and some friends. We're going to go have some steaks tomorrow. Some USDA prime beef. The good protein on Thanksgiving. No, it's going to be fantastic. I'm fired up about it. No turkey for this turkey. Hey, New Orleans, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. The new year's cranking up in about 4 or 5 weeks. 2024. How about a new job, a new career? Latrim's got you covered. Dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings. Their website has a full listing of positions, latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Thanksgiving week. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away in the upcoming 5 o'clock power hour. Who was the architect of Gallier Hall? What great architecture. The old City Hall on St. Charles Avenue by Lafayette Square. 1853, 170 years old. Who was the architect of Gallier Hall? Question number 2. Who designed the Pontalba Apartments? 1849 to 1851, nearly 175 years old. Brilliant architecture, incredible design. Apartments up top, retail on the bottom. Are you kidding me? Brilliant. That's from the mid-1800s. Who was the architect of those wonderful buildings? Question number 3. Nothing to do with that. Shifting gears entirely. Back in 2014, George Strait performed in front of nearly 105,000 at Jerry World, AT&T Stadium in Arlington outside of Dallas. That's the largest, at the time in 2014, became the largest indoor concert ever. Largest crowd. which concert, which venue, which band, which concert held that title, largest indoor concert for like 30 plus years, 87,500 showing up. Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Rouse's still has those Harmel spiral hams. Buy the Harmel spiral ham. Get the Butterball turkey absolutely free. Over 60 Rouse's. They got you covered. Every Rouse's open till at least 10 p.m. tonight. Some are even open later. Got all your Thanksgiving goodies. Everything you need for Thanksgiving. Everything. Including all those special local items. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home. Corey Johnson with you. Thanks so much for checking us out over this Thanksgiving holiday week. I'm thankful for you. Seriously. Fortunate, thankful that I've been doing this for 30 years, what I love to do in my hometown. Coming to work every day is fun. I get paid to do what I love. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got a lot coming your way in the 5 o'clock power hour during this Thanksgiving week. Love to hear from you, 766-9480. Maybe you have an answer to one of our Woodhouse Day Spot trivia questions. I want to know what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Dining in, dining out, what's on the menu. Love to hear from you. I'm not going to freak out if you're having traditional turkey. Good for you. How about Damian Michaels with the blue plate mayonnaise on the turkey? Cover the turkey in blue plate mayonnaise, then season it, and then put it in the oven. The blue plate will just sort of, add a little egg yolks, oil. It's going to add some fat and flavor to that bird. What's that, blue boy? You like that idea, a little fat and flavor. I hear you, buddy. 5 o'clock power hour next. Thanksgiving week. Happy Thanksgiving, New Orleans and beyond.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Susan Spicer joining us on the program.
Even when they presented me the award, the people that I look up to the most, Frank was there and Donald Link was there. It does cause you to reflect back and think about your whole career.
Maybe the Stella Brennan Award says that to you, like I've arrived.
It certainly is kind of the ultimate honor when it comes to cooking and hospitality in New Orleans and the world.
New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
If you've ever wondered whatever became.
I'm Venus Flytrap. Up next, it's Dr. Johnny Fever. I hand the microphone over to him. He's spinning the hits for you till midnight right here on WKRP in Cincinnati. Where's Mr. Drew Brees, who says his right arm shoulder is shot, done? He throws with his kids in the backyard with his left arm now. If he could physically play, he'd still be playing, but he can't. His right arm is done. His shoulder's shot. Where's he? There he is. There he goes from La Jolla, California. His right shoulder is shot, spent, done. He throws left-handed now. It's Mr. Drew Brees. I think it's pronounced Brees. Yeah, you right. Thanks for the introduction, number 9. Thanksgiving week. Corey Johnson, gobble, gobble, gobble. Don't be a turkey. Don't even eat one. Turkey Enjoy all the goodies. Boy, we do it right in New Orleans, huh? South Louisiana, Cajun country. Are you kidding me? Oyster dressing. I mean, that's just tough to beat. Dirty rice. Tough to beat. Pecan pie. Tough to beat. Louisiana sweet potatoes. Tough to beat. I mean, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Toss in a little baked macaroni or something from our Sicilian Italian friends locally for Thanksgiving. Out of control good. Oh, wait. Someone's doing some gumbo, seafood. Someone went hunting, duck and andouille, turkey and andouille, even chicken and andouille. Wow. Did I say seafood? Yeah, I did. Gumbo at Thanksgiving. Etouffee or jambalaya, that's like, good. Not like most etouffee and jambalaya, almost like a wrecked, ruined Cajun dish, Creole dish, just destroying it. People just mass producing it and not doing a good job. You can't just slice up sausage and throw it in brown rice and go, jambalaya. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? What are you dining on? Are you eating at home, eating with friends, family, having family over? A buddy of mine, him, the wife and he and the kids, they go to grandma's house. It was like 25 or 30 of them. First year for him, taking over for grandma. Got like 30 folks coming to his house. First time ever. He's got it under control. I'm going with my brother, a couple of friends I've known for literally 40 plus years. We're going grab each of us is going to go grab a big old slab, a steak, some USDA prime beef and all the sides. Get some cream spinach, some au gratin potatoes, that type of stuff. Some kind of good appetizers, some local seafood, jumbo lump crab meat, fried shrimp or something, grilled shrimp, something good. No turkey for this turkey, and no turducken either. That's worse than turkey. The first 4 letters of turducken say it all. Don't wreck the car thinking about that, laughing. Thanksgiving week. Yeah, you right. Hey, the 5 o'clock power hour brought to you this afternoon by Leidenheimer Baking Company. It is Thanksgiving. That bread you'll be enjoying over Thanksgiving Day, sopping up the gravy, putting some of that oyster dressing on it. After Thanksgiving, all those turkey sandwiches, Leidenheimer French bread, part of the fabric of New Orleans. It makes sense. They've been baking that Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company, right here in the city of New Orleans since 1896 when they first started. They've never stopped. Over 125 years, 5 generations, family owned and operated. Good to the last crumb. Yeah, Thanksgiving and Leidenheimer French bread. It's as New Orleans as it gets. 5 o'clock powwow brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. So many things to be thankful for, huh? I'm watching a video. I posted it on my Twitter at Corey Johnson. No, it's this homeless guy who has like a cake and he's on steps. I think it's like in Indonesia or somewhere. You don't know. It could be America. I have no idea. I just read deeper into it and found out it was somewhere else. And he's got his 2 dogs, and it's like he's celebrating the dog's birthday and cutting up a piece of cake and putting it on a plate. And, the guy's very emotional and he doesn't know he's being filmed. And there's just so many different levels to it. Too many to describe, too many emotions. But it just made me, I watched it. I said, this is a good thing to post on Thanksgiving. Just the guy's attitude. It's a homeless guy. He's alone. But is he alone? No, he's with his 2 dogs. He just showing care and kindness. It was just kind of warm and beautiful. And, 1 minute I'm like, gosh, the poor homeless guy. And then the next minute I'm like, boy, the poor homeless guy has it together as far as, what's important in a way. I mean, a lot of homeless folks have mental issues, all this stuff. Not trying to say better to be homeless than not homeless. You got your true emotions. No, it's a great video, and I thought it was appropriate. Check it out on my Twitter. For me at least, it just made me thankful and be kind to people, treat people with kindness and respect, and doesn't matter what people do for a job, how much money they make, if they're popular or not, or any of that. Just try to be a real person and treat everybody the same. I mean, that's seems like a reasonable thing. Hey, Fausto's just opened their doors for dinner about 12 minutes ago. They're going till 9 p.m. tonight. Then they're going to be closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and they're going to be closed on Friday and Saturday too. And they're closed every Sunday. So after tonight's dinner, you won't be back at Fausto's till Monday. Believe me, you're going to be turkeyed out in the next few days. You're going to wish on Friday or Saturday night especially Fausto's Italian Bistro was open for dinner. But they're not going to be this week. They're open tonight till 9 p.m. Closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and they're taking the rest of the week off. That means Friday and Saturday closed. No lunch or dinner on Friday, no dinner on Saturday night. Won't be back till Monday. Get there tonight. Sit at the bar, enjoy the Pelicans game, dine outside if it's not too breezy or cold. Or, of course, indoor dining in the comfortable dining room, great service, parking right in front, easy, convenient. And the best part, some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian, and I mean it, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets tonight for dinner. Tonight for dinner. Thanksgiving week, yeah, you right. Mayor LaToya, the Destroyer Cantrell, a.k.a. Junket Cantrell, asked if she received an FBI target letter today, refused to say. I mean, that essentially means yes, right? I asked Jason, my producer, a.k.a. the Raging Cajun, the Man in Black, the Heat Magnet, fielding your phone calls at 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. I asked him if he has received an FBI target letter. He said, not today. Not this week, not this month, not this year, not this decade. No, not in my life. No, haven't received an FBI target letter. Not like refuse to answer that. Be a little weary. Hey, Jason, you ever received an FBI target letter? I don't really want to talk about that. Wow. The mayor refused to say, I don't know, just my opinion, speculation. That means yes. She hired a criminal defense attorney a few months ago. We know that because a week later, she brazenly, I don't even know if that's the right word, just her MO. She went to France on a junket the very next week. The mayor, I don't know if she sort of just has this belligerent attitude, this sort of like child, poking someone until that someone's going to hit the child kind of thing, irritate until you get hit. She just sort of has this, mess with the feds, flirt with the law until you get caught attitude. It's like more overt and blatant egregious than C. Ray Nagin. Seriously. It's even more childish and more lightweightish. It's crazy. It would be comical if our city it wasn't in such dire needs of leadership, but it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Got a mayor that's going to be indicted most likely. And when the feds look into one thing, it leads to another potentially, especially when you're dealing with a criminal, which all roads lead to that fact that it seems like this mayor, you'd have to be foolish to think otherwise. You'd have to be foolish to think otherwise. Hey, over the Thanksgiving holiday, you can hit Helm Paint and Decorating. They'll be back open on Friday, Saturday, 7 locations in New Orleans. Hey, Baton Rouge, 4 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Baton Rouge. That's right, Tiger Town, Helm Paint and Decorating in Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, hey, what can I do to give you a hand? He said, well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place. So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
You do get more at Katie's in Mid-City. Great New Orleans specialties, large portions, great for sharing. Tonight, get to Katie's. Smoothie King Center. The Pels taking on the Sacramento Kings. If you're not in that number, 7 o'clock tip-off from the big screen TVs at Katie's in Mid-City. Day after Thanksgiving, Friday, 2:30 kickoff. Friday, Green Wave fans, you know it. You pseudo Green Wave fans, you New Orleanians that are jumping on the bandwagon, I hear you. Winning program. Tulane plays Friday and a lot at stake. This is like a repeat of last year. Tulane 7-0, Texas San Antonio 7-0. I'm talking about in conference play. The Waves 10-1 overall. winner is in the championship game. Tulane wins, and they host the championship game, the American Athletic Championship game next week. Win that. Win this week, win next week, both games at home. Tulane's going to a New Year's Day bowl again, a major bowl again against a major school like USC or someone big, because they can play with the big boys. They proved it last year. One of the greatest college football games I've ever watched in my life, that Tulane USC game. Tulane could not stop Williams, the Heisman winner from last year. USC could not stop the Green Wave, especially their running back. And Tulane gets a safety. First off, Tulane kicks off. USC didn't punt the whole game. The guy catches it like on the 1 or 2 and goes out of bounds on the 1 or 2. Tulane gets a safety, keeping the Heisman winner off the field. Pratt drives the field, and Tulane wins at the end. Just crazy, just incredible, awesome game. One for the ages. 2:30 Friday. Check it out at Katie's. Tulane at Yeoman. That's a great home game to go to. Their tickets still available. Tulane, 2:30 in the afternoon this Friday. You got the day off, head on uptown to Yeoman. You're going to freak, 25, 30,000. It is a great college atmosphere. And it's on ABC, nationwide television audience. Huge. What Willie Fritz has done for Tulane. Stay or go. I mean, Willie Fritz, if he stays, he makes almost $3 million this year. Willie Fritz coaching Tulane next year, he'll be making nearly $5 million. He'll be making nearly $5 million a year if he stays and coaches Tulane next season. Tulane is going to do, I would imagine, everything in their power to keep this guy. It's really up to Willie Fritz, what Willie Fritz wants. Because there's going to be a few schools, Power 5 big boys, like maybe Mississippi State, for example, that comes hard after Willie Fritz. And they're going to offer Willie Fritz $6, $7 million, $8 million a year to coach their program. So Tulane's going to, 3 now, they're going to have to go up $1.5 million or $2 million, get him close to 5. I'm just hoping Willie Fritz at 63, 64 years old is like, you know what? I like New Orleans. I like Tulane. I'm pretty set here. I know I can win 7 games every year. I know I can go undefeated maybe if I get everything clicking in all cylinders. Job security is not a question. I make millions a year. Happy in New Orleans. People like me. I got this program where I'm the king of the program. He's king of the hill. But Willie Fritz might also be like, this is getting towards the end, man. I'm 64. Ain't going to be doing this at 80. I'm on the tail end, not the beginning. If you ever want to go to a Power 5, if you ever want to prove yourself at the highest college level, all you've done is move up the college ranks, different levels, different level of program. All you've done is win. Want to take it to the next level and prove you can do it there? Let's go. Or he might be like, I know what I can do. I like it here in New Orleans. I like Tulane. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe the jobs that come after him, that are willing to give him the $6, $7 million a year, he doesn't want to go to Starkville in Mississippi State. Maybe I'm just saying, I'm just making up. Doesn't want to go to one of those schools. Arkansas. Who knows? I'm just hoping Willie Fritz is like, I want to stay at Tulane. I'm hoping. Either way, he's going to leverage it, and he earned it. He deserves it. He's going to get a big raise. Tulane plays Friday afternoon. Oh, LSU fans, exactly what the doctor did not order. You're at home, Tiger Stadium. You're taking on Texas A&M. You want a 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:30, 6 o'clock, 2:30. What do you get? 11 a.m. 11 a.m. It doesn't diffuse Tiger Stadium, but it waters it down a little. It's If you're Texas A&M, when would you want to play LSU in Tiger Stadium? 11 in the morning, 2:30, 6, 7 at night, 11 a.m. all day, every day. So that kind of sucks, the morning kickoff. It's a big game. LSU's 8-3, A&M 7-4. A&M wrecked LSU's party last year, if you remember. LSU would like the win because there's no margin of error if you want to get to double digits. 8-3, you beat A&M, you're 9-3, go to a bowl game, win that, you're 10-3. But boy, Texas A&M, you got new coaches, you got folks motivated. LSU's favored by a big number. ESPN, Saturday morning, yucky. Sunday, the great NFL Southern football rivalry resumes. The Saints are at the Falcons, 12 noon on Foxy. Speaking of the Saints, Drew Brees says in an interview that his right arm, his shoulder is spent. It's done. He throws with his kids with his left arm in the backyard. If I could play physically, I'd still be playing. No, and he said when he got that initial shoulder injury in San Diego, you know, this report was pretty interesting. Dr. James Andrews put like 12 staples to hold the entire labrum together, also rotator cuff injury. Breeze is like, the Dolphins were right on their medical prognosis, especially long-term. But Breeze beat the odds, worked around it, and the arm wasn't like getting weaker since the San Diego injury all the way declining his entire career. That's nonsense. He strengthened it up, and it was solid for a decade plus, 12 plus seasons. I mean, how many seasons, Breeze, with the Saints? 15? How many years was the arm good? 13? I mean, looking back and being ridiculously hard on Breeze and scrutinizing the hell out of it now as a Monday quarterback, looking back, 13 plus out of 15? Maybe the arm was weak towards the end if you want to be really scrutinizing things. Saints were still winning with that weaker than normal arm. Anyway, just an interesting interview from Mr. Drew Brees, who introduces us every day here on the program. Thanksgiving week. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Dining in, dining out? What are you eating? 766-9480. Inquiring minds want to know. 766-9480. Hey, speaking of that phone number, I've got 3 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 3 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa trivia questions. Who was the architect of Gallier Hall, New Orleans' old city hall on St. Charles Avenue, Lafayette Square, built in 1853, 170 years old? Who was the architect? Who was the architect of the Pontalba Apartments, even older, about 175 years old? And the largest indoor concert ever before George Strait knocked that record out with his concert in Jerry World in Dallas. Who had the record holder before that? 1981, 87,500 were in that indoor facility. 766-9480. Dial us up. You got answers? I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. Hey, TV audience, happy Thanksgiving. Keep watching on YouTube. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Yeah, I always say adios to the television audience at 5:30 because we say adios to them. They're out of there. We do 2 hours of talk radio every weekday afternoon, 4 to 6 o'clock. We simulcast the first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program on television. Cox Channel 4 TV statewide. Spectrum Channel 333 television statewide, 4 to 5:30. Yeah, you right. Mayor LaToya Cantrell asked today if she received an FBI target letter. She refused to answer. I'm just going to use some basic deductive reasoning. The mayor's history coupled with that probably means yes. I would kind of feel safe saying yes, she received a target letter. And if not a target letter, FBI people informing her directly essentially what would be in a target letter. We are investigating you. We are looking into you. As predicted, when this thing heats up, the race card will be pulled, and she pulled it today. This seems to be prevalent to black leadership. That is just sinful. First off, you'll have some black suckers locally that'll jump all over that. She's right. I mean, want to believe it for her. Just, a lot of New Orleanians, Louisiana folks, black, white, Republican, Democrat, old, young, whatever, believe what they want to believe, what they hope is true. So, yeah, seems to be prevalent to black leadership. You're darn right. Like, want to pounce on that, want to believe it. It's a universal truth. The white man or they or the government or the people in control, conservatives, Republicans, whatever, they're after black leadership. I mean, one thing you don't have to worry about, the mayor, she takes care of herself by doing more harm to herself than anyone else could. She says, I'm the center of countless investigations. I mean, what an Edwin Edwards line. He would be proud. He's in his grave smiling. Good going, LaToya. Probably not what you want to brag about, that you're the center of countless investigations. Countless. So many I can't count. Happens all the time. This mayor, I mean, what would make you think she's not going to be indicted? This mayor's going to be indicted. This mayor's going to be found guilty. This mayor's going to go to jail, report to jail, like Karen Carter Peterson, female going to jail, harsh. Like C. Ray Nagin, just like Nagin, the meals, the junkets, the same petty mentality on the surface, just this sort of immoral, unethical kind of behavior that arguably is criminal. And then you figure, my God, if that's what we're seeing on the surface, Pontalba apartment, just that mentality, it is very much similar to C. Ray Nagin. And we know his fate, indicted, went to jail. He's lucky there was Corona. He got off early, got off easy. Nagin should be thanking God. He got off real easy. No, this mayor is just like an irritating child, just messing with an adult, testing them to see how long it's going to be until they get clocked in the back of the head. This mayor's just like poking the lion with the tiger with the stick, It's crazy. No, and this race card gimmick coming after me because I'm black, that's it. I mean, first off, did you get the investigation, the target letter or not? Refusing to answer. Then you're going to bring up the race card. So obviously answering the question. The feds are after LaToya Cantrell, and she wants you to think it's because she's black. She'll also use, because I'm female. That'll come out soon when she feels it's applicable, which is pretty much any time. But no, I told you the race card would be pulled by LaToya Cantrell. And what is terrible about that is, obviously, racism continues today. It minimizes it. It takes the people, black folks especially, that have been racially discriminated against, and it waters them down. It makes folks go, legitimate, or are you like pulling a LaToya? I mean, sadly, when I see especially younger New Orleans firefighters that are on, quote, disability, I wonder if it's legitimate or not from, the past history. I think that there was one year where statewide in Louisiana, it was like 6% of firemen went on disability in the state. In New Orleans, it was 44% that year. And it's like the same doctor, same diagnosis, same nonsense, same BS. How about the real New Orleans firefighters that are legitimately hurt, that are legitimately on disability, that if you asked them, they'd say, I'd give up all the money every month for my health back so I could walk and run and function properly. My neck and back worked, my legs worked right. They'd give all the money back. And then you have these charlatans, these jokers, these clowns, these criminals that fake disability. So no, I mean, I see a young New Orleans firefighter, not shame on me, shame on the fellow firefighters that abuse this disability. If Charlie's doing it, I'm going to do it. What about the legitimate firefighters on disability? No, you're belittling them. You're making folks question, is it real for them or not? Because you abused it. You cheated. No, the mayor, this is all on the mayor. It's all on the mayor. No one's going after the mayor. Let's go get the woman. Let's go get the black woman. Let's go get the black person. No one. This is all on the mayor. The race card is insulting to everyone who is a righteous person, their intelligence. And it really is insulting to black folks that have dealt with racial prejudice, which is most black folks. Some in very, very adverse, debilitating ways. And the mayor's going to pull that lame card. Sorry, LaToya Cantrell, a.k.a. Junket Cantrell. LaToya the Destroyer. Living up to your name, you're destroying yourself. It's all on you. You're doing it. You're doing it. And you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. It's mind-blowing. You are barreling full steam ahead to an indictment, a guilty verdict or guilty plea, and jail time. You may not make it out of your second term. You may not make it out of your second term. What do you got, like 800 days left in that? Yeah, the race card on during Thanksgiving week, just sinful behavior anytime, but it's Thanksgiving week. A lot of things to be thankful for. Now, I'm thankful that a mayor that's crooked, I'm not thankful for that. I'm thankful that a mayor that's crooked gets exposed, especially in New Orleans and Louisiana, where so many politicians for such a long period of time got away with it. Some still do. I mean, our ethics board is bite. There didn't any bark. It's a joke. So many getting away with it. No, it's good that you have watchdogs, that you have a powerful FBI, powerful Eastern District of Louisiana U.S. Attorney, Raphael Goyeneche, Metropolitan Crime Commissioner, powerful IG, and Ed Michel. We need those watchdogs. We need that oversight. We need it in New Orleans and Louisiana. Are you kidding me? What citizen doesn't welcome that? Black, white, Republican, Democrat. If you're righteous and you're sick of the abuse, you want to see the city and state move forward like we should, you embrace these things. You want more of it. You want more watchdogs oversight. More. You want more transparency. Hey, every day, 4 to 6 o'clock, 2 big hours. It's always brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. That's in Kenner, brah, on the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kenner. The Lamarck Automotive Complex. It's state-of-the-art. $50+ million invested over the last few years. You will be impressed. It's all brand new. Ronnie Lamarck Jr., they got you covered in Kenner, the big store, Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln, #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. Service, repairs, pre-owned parts, they got everything for you. Car corner, Williams Boulevard, I-10 in Kenner, brah, right on the corner, right on the price. And right across the parish from the lake to the river, bridging the gap. Crescent City Ford, the legendary Ford truck dealership in Elmwood, in Harahan on Jefferson Highway. They've been at it like over 70 years. Now part of the Lamarck Automotive Complex under the Lamarck umbrella. The Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, and now Crescent City Ford, Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us to you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
You're listening to The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Cotton Bowl winning coach Willie Fritz joining us on the program. Have you ever been part of a game that great?
A lot of things happen in the game. You just don't know the script. You got to adapt and improvise. You just got to keep playing hard the whole time. And our guys did an excellent job of that.
How big is yesterday for the overall future of the program?
You got to have a guy who really will have a burning desire to get a quality education and also be a great football player. You got to have both.
You've always have embraced New Orleans. You've been a great ambassador for the city, for Tulane University.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. My wife and I just love it here in New Orleans. And just everybody, the city's just sensational. It was a dime for every person who came up to me after the game. I had tickets in the Tulane Stadium. And, I've heard that a ton of times. And letting you know, that's good that we're able to make some people happy.
That's Willie Fritz joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Roll wave.
The spirit of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on The Neutral Ground.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hey, y'all, it's Junket Cantrell, Mayor, City of New Orleans. We've decided to hold a contest where you can decide where I go next on my taxpayer finance vacation. I was thinking about Acapulco, but that's in the Western Hemisphere, and we can do a lot better than that. Think Europe, Asia, maybe even the Middle East. You know, if it's safe, you don't want old Junkie Cantrell getting hurt. It's all about my vacation, having fun, and spending the city's money on my entertainment. I'll be flying first class, of course, and I'll be bringing some administrative flunkies with me. It should only cost the city around $30,000, maybe $40,000. Help me pick my next city finance vacation. Go online, Cantrell Junket at cityofno.gov, and have a fleeced day.
Have you heard about semaglutide? Ozempic is the name. I'm sure you've heard the commercials, Ozempic. It's to lower, I guess, your sugar values, so helps folks with diabetes. You also lose weight on Ozempic, semaglutide. It also apparently sort of eliminates, I shouldn't say eliminates, reduces compulsion, human compulsion. Ozempic apparently reduces compulsion. It could be, man, I'm always snapping my fingers. I'm twisting my hair. I gamble. I have this behavior where I have to line the forks up every morning in the drawer, whatever your compulsion might be. Alcohol, drugs, cigarette smoking. I love playing cards. I gamble all the time. I'm addicted to this. I have a compulsion, just overdoing it, whatever it might be. Any compulsion. Ozempic, semaglutide has pretty amazing results, kind of simmering down that compulsion. I think there's like the diabetes thing, now it's weight loss. Those are going to be incidentals with a bunch of other things. Ozempic's going to be like this wonder drug for a lot of folks. I think a lot of Americans, tens of millions of Americans in the next few years are going to be on Ozempic or semaglutide because it will help them do whatever they, trying to curb or not do as much of, whatever it is, eat too much, smoke cigarettes, whatever. I know someone that's on it because of diabetes. They're losing weight, so they like that. And they don't feel like drinking as much as they used to for some reason. Just like, because maybe the drinking is a compulsion. Pretty crazy. Ozempic, semaglutide. I don't get into like this kind of stuff. I just find this funny. Really sad. Daryl Hall, John Oates, Hall and Oates. Daryl Hall is granted a temporary restraining order against John Oates. I don't think like he's bothering him or anything. They just to kind of force them to kind of go their separate ways. He says that during the COVID pandemic, perceptions changed, life changed, everything changed. I'm more interested in pursuing my own world, and so is John. I hear you. I remember the redhead guy on, what was it, NYPD Blue? After Caruso, after about a year or two, he left the show. The little short dude with the mustache and the bald head, Franz is his last name, whatever. He did the show for 15 years and banked millions of dollars. Caruso never became a movie star. Those kids that left 90120 to pursue a movie career, you leave 90120 when they cancel 90120. The ATM machine is spitting out cash, and you're going to stop that to pursue a movie career. Now, Hall & Oates are in their 70s. I mean, I'm sure they're like mid-70s. It's just comical because everyone knows them as Hall & Oates. Hall says he expressed disdain for being a duo. It's very annoying to be a duo because people always say, oh, you're the tall one, you're the short one, you're the one that sings, you're the one that doesn't sing. You're always compared to the other person. It works with comedy entities like Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello, but with music, it's messed up, actually. No, it's not. Duos, trios, band, that's all about music. And John Oates or Frank Hall, I don't even know your names. Sorry. I mean, I'm not trying to downplay those guys. They're Grammy winning. I mean, the list of songs is crazy. You Make My Dreams, Kiss on My List, Rich Girl, whole Oates album, Out of Touch, Man Eater, lots of Billboard Top 100s. The guys are ridiculous singers and songwriters, insanely successful. John Oates, Daryl Hall. But Hall & Oates is it. Just stick with that gimmick and keep pulling money out of the ATM. Play the casino circuit. I want to go out on my own and do my own thing. You're 70-something years old, dude. Should have done that when you were 25. Crazy. Hey, you never know over this Thanksgiving holiday. You might have air conditioning or heat problems. Your heat might not be working right. Might be the first time you're really using the system. If it's making a funny noise, not putting out the heat like you remember, or worse, not working at all, don't stress out even over the holiday. A few years back, my air conditioning one March, it was hot, like 80. My AC went out. It was a Sunday. River City's Total Maintenance came on that Sunday and fixed my air conditioning. By the way, it was Easter Sunday, and I'm not kidding, and I'm not making that up. Thanksgiving Day, Friday after Thanksgiving, Saturday, Sunday after Thanksgiving, overnight, River City's Total Maintenance is there. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. All you really need to know is the website. That's how you'll get them. NOLAAC.com. Got the phone number there, 841-3300. But I would just remember the website. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help, NOLAAC.com. That's all you need to know. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help, NOLAAC.com. Corey Johnson with you. Thanksgiving week. Yeah, you right.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread. Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right, Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Hey guys, it's Frank Smith from LasVegasGambling.com with your weekend 5-star lock of the week, lock of the week, lock of the week. Take the Lakers and the points over the Clippers. Sell the house, sell the boat, sell your children. Send grandma away and take the money. Put everything you've got on this 5-star selection. It's the Lakers over the Clippers. And we've also got a fantastic 5-star parlay as well. Call us now, 888-555-7777. It's Frank Smith, a.k.a. The Hammer, from LasVegasGambling.com. Do it now, now, now.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Thanksgiving week. Happy Turkey Day. Gobble, gobble, gobble. I know you're going to be turkeyed out soon. Trey Yen's open over the Thanksgiving holidays. Some of the best Chinese food in America. I shouldn't even say Chinese food, Chinese cuisine. Trey Yen in Mandeville, so good. Worth the drive, too. It's holiday. You got friends and family in the car. It's 25 minutes from Lakeside Mall to the front door at Trey Yen in Mandeville. You North Shore folks, right by the foot of the causeway. So good. Yeah, that's a good way to beat the turkey blues. Also got you covered with some Middle Eastern in Uptown, Carrollton section, Lebanon's Cafe, lamb chops, Middle Eastern sides, shish kebab, authentic, fresh, priced right, large portions. Yeah, it's the anti-turkey stuff. Some great Chinese cuisine, some great Middle Eastern food. Yummy. Yeah, we don't live to eat. We eat to live. Wait, I got that backwards. We live to eat. We don't eat to live. We don't eat just to have substance. Hey, New Orleans, guess who's joining us? That's right, world famous Blue Boy. What's he saying? Everyone have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy friends and family. Treat everybody nice, kindly, and with respect. I'll be back 4 p.m. I'll see you then. Happy Thanksgiving.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.